Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inshallah, I will review some of the topics that we talked about in class regarding chapter 9 material. The first thing I like to review is simplifying algebraic expression. And combining like terms, basically. So, for example, if I give you this 2 times 3x cubed minus 4x squared plus x minus 3 plus negative 3 times the quantity, negative 3x times the quantity, x squared plus 2x plus 5, let's say. So we are requested here to simplify this expression. So the first thing is, of course, we distribute the 2 here. Then we'll get 6x cubed minus 8x squared plus 2x minus 6. And here we'll distribute 3x, okay? Then you get minus 3x cubed minus 6x squared minus 15x, correct? So then we look for like terms, and like terms, if you recall, have the same variables to the same exponents, or they're the constant terms. So here the like terms are the x cubed terms. So we have 6x cubed minus 3x cubed. That's going to give us 3x cubed. And then we have the x squared terms. That's negative 8x and negative 6x. So that's going to be negative 14x squared. And finally, we have we have the 2x terms over here. That's minus 13x plus 2x minus 15x. And not to forget the 6. There's no corresponding term over here, so minus 6. So this is just simplifying this algebraic expression. The next thing we talked about is multiplying binomials. And this is a binomial, for example, x plus 3. An algebraic expression that has 2 terms, of course, is called a binomial. So here's one binomial, and here's another binomial. So now we're multiplying binomials. Binomial times binomial. So there are 2 ways to do this, okay? We can take this and distribute this over here, and we can take that and then distribute over here, okay? And after we do that, we'll get x plus 3 times x plus x plus 3 times 3. So it kind of distributing the whole binomial, right? Because if it was like 2 times x plus 3, right, it would just be distributing the 2. So if I have x plus 2 over here, you just distribute the x plus 2. Okay? So now, after I do that, then I distribute this again. Then I get x squared plus 3x. Distribute this. And then I distribute the 3. I get 3x plus 9. Correct? And then I combine the like terms. Then I get x squared plus 6x plus 9. Got it? Now, this is one way of multiplying binomials. But there's another way that we learned about last time, and let me give you this example. And that was the FOIL, right, which is an acronym, which is a way of remembering how to multiply binomials. So FOIL is a way of remembering how to basically multiply binomials. And FOIL, as you recall, stands for first, outer, inner, and last. if you can read that, then I can't. So first, outer, inner, last, and that's what that stands for, FOIL. So it's just a trick of remembering when you multiply binomials. You first multiply the first term of each binomial. That's the first term here and the first term here. X times x is x squared. And then you do the outer terms. Okay? So then you do the outer terms, which is like this. X times 2, that's 2x. And then you do the inner term, and that's those over here. That's 3x. Okay? And then outer and inner, and then you do the last term over here, which is 3 and 2, and that would be 6. So I don't know, I just like doing this. It's funny. I don't know if it's funny, but anyway, so the outer and inner, this is kind of interesting because the outer and inner, see, the outer and inner, they end up being in these cases like terms. So you have to combine these like terms, the ois, and after you do that, you get x squared plus 5x plus 6. So this is how you use FOIL to multiply binomials. Let's do another example. It's 2x plus 3 times quantity x minus 1. Okay, so let's do it first. Okay, which is 2x squared. Outer, that is 2x. And then inner, that is plus 3x. Now I made a mistake here. I hope you caught that. And that did. Outer is 2x times negative 1. This is negative 2x. I was just checking on you. So outer is negative 2x. Inner is 3x. And last is negative 3. So first, outer, inner, and last. And then you combine these two like terms. Then you get 2x squared plus x minus 3. Okay? Let's do a couple more. So how about this one? X minus 5 and x plus 3. Okay? So first, x squared, outer, 3x, inner, minus 5x, and then last, minus 15. And combining these like terms, I get x squared minus 2x minus 15. Correct? Now, these can be more complicated. You can do this with any binomials. For example, you have 2x plus y times 3x minus 2y. Okay, those are two binomials. They're legitimate, honest to God binomials, right? Same thing, you can use FOIL. So first would be these two. Okay, that would be 6x squared. Okay. Outer would be those two. That's minus 4xy. And then inner would be this. That's 3xy. And last would be minus 2y squared. In this case, again, these two are like terms, so you can combine those. So you get 6x squared minus xy minus 2y squared. Okay, so this is FOIL. This is multiplying two binomials. Okay, now multiplying binomials is so important. You can't get away from it in algebra. So this is a skill that you have to really develop. Okay. Now, when you multiply binomials, there's three special cases. Okay. I shall demonstrate these to you, and they're like this: a plus b times a plus b. Okay, this is a special case. When you have, in other words, you have two of the same binomials, two terms that are the same. So this is a plus b squared. Okay, that's the first special case. Okay, so the first special case is this, a plus b squared, which is a plus b times a plus b. Okay, so if you give you an example, 2x plus 3 squared. So this would be an example of a plus b squared. So this would be 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3. Okay? So that's one special case when you're basically squaring the binomial. Okay? The second special case is a minus b squared. Okay, so this is a minus b times a minus b. Okay? So this is example of this would be x minus 3 times x minus 3. Okay? Or 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. Okay, whatever. That's an example of this scenario. And the third special case is a plus b times its complement, so to speak, a minus b. A plus b times a minus b. Okay? So that's like 2x plus 3 times 2x minus 3. A plus b, a minus b. Okay? So these are three special cases, and these you have to really note down cold, and there's formulas for these basically. So you do this often enough that you kind of have to know them really, really well. So here's a plus b squared, okay? Now a plus b squared is a plus b times a plus b, okay? Now, if I ask you how many times, what is a plus b squared? And the most common wrong answer the students say is a squared plus b squared. Now, this is like bad. Now, you can't distribute the two like that. That is haram, like super haram, really, really bad, okay? So, Batman doesn't like it, I'll tell you. So, but look what it really is. So a plus b squared means a plus b times a plus b. Now you can use FOIL, right? You can use FOIL to do this. So let's do FOIL. First, how's that first? That's a squared, okay? And then outer, let's do the outer. That's ab. And then that's inner, that's ab, right? First, outer, inner, like terms. And then the last, which is the two b's plus b squared. Okay? So, and then you combine the like terms and you get a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So what you have to do is you have to memorize this. Okay? In other words, you have to be able to, you have to repeat this like, you know, when it does b or something 100 times and memorize this. What do you memorize? A plus b squared, the quantity a plus b squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay? Now, a plus b squared, the quantity a plus b squared, it is not, okay, let me get this. It is not a squared plus b squared. Let me show you, okay? Let me show you. See, Batman doesn't like that. See? A plus b squared is a squared plus b squared, that's what Robin says, and Batman doesn't say it. Well, Batman says, no, Robin, that's wrong, Robin, okay? So, you must understand that this is like the most commonest mistake, okay? You can't do that, okay? That's wrong. So you have to memorize this. A plus b squared. Quantity a plus b squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay. In the same way, a minus b squared, let's do this one. Let's FOIL this. A minus b times the quantity a minus b. Okay. Now if you do this one, first, outer, that's minus ab. Inner is minus ab. Now notice I'm writing a first and b second, just to be mustahab. And last would be negative b times negative b is positive b squared. And then you combine these like terms, then you get a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so now we got two of them done. So you have a plus b squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. You have to memorize that. A minus b squared is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so that these two you have to memorize. Okay, and lastly, the third special case, this is like really special. It's a plus b times a minus b. Let's FOIL this one. First, a squared. Oh, let me write the FOIL for you. Outer, that's minus ab. Inner, watch, plus ab. And then last, see, minus b squared. In this case, see, these two terms, when you combine them, cancel each other out. Negative ab plus ab. So this becomes a squared minus b squared. Okay? So it's very, very important. Now let me relate to you all three of them. So the three special cases are a plus b squared. Okay. This is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And then a minus b squared is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And finally, the third special case is a plus b times a minus b, the quantity, is, watch, a squared minus, okay, b squared. Okay, so these three formulas you kind of have to know, because this, you see them so much that you just kind of have to know. Okay, let me give you some examples of this. Okay, so I have 2x plus 3 squared. Now this is a plus b squared, right? So this is going to be a squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared. Okay, I got that just right. So now this is going to be a squared. In this case, this is a. It's going to be 2x squared, a squared plus 2 times a times b, 2 times a times b, plus b squared. Okay? A squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared. So here I get 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. Okay? That's that. Let me give you an example like this. 2x minus 1 squared. Now this one is a minus b squared, which is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So let's do this one. So this is going to be a squared minus 2 times a times b is negative 1. Yes? No. B is not negative 1 actually. So b is 1 because the formula says a minus b. You got it? So b is actually, in this case, 1. Very tricky. So this is a and this is b. Okay, so a squared minus 2 times a times b. B is not negative 1, b is 1. Plus b squared, which is 1 squared. Okay, so this is 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. Okay, that's that. And the last example, so we have x plus 5 times x minus 5. So the formula here was a plus b times the quantity a minus b is a squared minus b squared. So this is the easy one. So it's going to be a squared, x squared, minus, what's b? B is 5. See, this is 5. Yeah, that's b. A plus b, a minus b. So this minus sign is not part of b. Okay, so b is 5. A squared minus 5 squared. Okay, so that's x squared minus 25. Okay, so that's what that is. So let me rewrite the three equations, the formulas. Okay, this is a plus b squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, and a minus b squared is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, and then finally a plus b times a minus b is a squared minus b squared. I would request you at least to write this 5 times until you feel comfortable with these, and then you have to kind of like memorize them. And then inshallah next time we'll continue from here. Until then, assalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, assalamu alaikum.